Well, hello there, friends. I hope you're having a peaceful day. Now, I want to ask you something. Have you ever stopped and thought about the little things you do every day, the simple things, like your routine in the bathroom? We all have one, don't we? A quick visit to the bathroom in the morning or evening, maybe just a little me time when everything else is quiet. But here's something that might surprise you. Did you know that one very common bathroom activity could be silently raising your stroke risk by over 300% for adults over the age of 65? I'm not kidding. It starts in the bathroom, a place we all visit regularly, without thinking much about it. But what if I told you that the way you use the bathroom every day could be putting your heart and brain at risk, and you might not even realize it? You see, after 65, our bodies change. Blood vessels aren't as flexible as they used to be. Our balance becomes a little more fragile. And those little actions, things we do every day without thinking, start to have a much bigger impact than we realize. Simple habits we think are harmless could be silently raising our blood pressure and increasing our chances of a stroke or heart attack. But don't worry, I'm not here to scare you, I'm here to help. Today, we're going to go over 5 dangerous bathroom habits that most people over 65 don't even know are silently harming their health. And trust me, these are habits you've probably done today without a second thought. But once you know what's happening inside your body, you'll never look at your bathroom routine the same way again. Before we dive in, I'd like to ask a favor. If you're someone who cares about staying healthy, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more tips on living a long, healthy life. It helps us spread the word. And, I'd love to hear from you. If you've ever had any health scares or noticed strange symptoms, comment below and let me know. We're all in this together, and it's always good to share and learn from each other. Now, stay with me, because the 5th habit we're going to talk about is something many of you do every single day without thinking, and it could change everything for you. Let's get started. Now, let's dive into the first dangerous habit that many of us have without even realizing it, straining on the toilet. It sounds so simple, doesn't it? But what happens when you try to push too hard and hold your breath, thinking it's just a part of using the bathroom? This is what we call the Valsalva maneuver, something you probably don't even know you're doing. You hold your breath, push, and suddenly, the pressure in your chest skyrockets. Your blood pressure goes up, and for a moment, your body feels the strain. For younger folks, the body can usually absorb this, but as we get older, things change. Our blood vessels become stiffer, and our heart has to work a lot harder to handle that sudden pressure. Now, you might think, okay, I've done this my whole life, and nothing's happened yet. But that's the trick, my friends. You don't feel the effects immediately, but over time, the damage builds up. And for those over 65, this seemingly harmless habit can trigger a stroke or even dislodge plaque from your arteries, causing a clot to form and block the flow of blood to the brain. I want you to imagine this. A study in Taiwan followed over 2,000 stroke patients, and they found that nearly 25% of those patients had their stroke during or immediately after a bowel movement. That's not a coincidence, that's physiology. The sudden spike in blood pressure during that moment of straining puts too much stress on your system, and if your arteries aren't as flexible as they used to be, something could snap. But wait, it's not just about strokes. Straining also affects your heart. It can cause arrhythmias, which are irregular heartbeats that increase your risk of having a heart attack. Now, I know this sounds a little frightening, but the good news is that you can prevent it. Don't force it. If things aren't coming easily, take a break, drink more water, eat more fiber, and get some gentle movement every day. Health starts with good circulation, and nothing disrupts that faster than unnecessary pressure in your body. Before we move on to the next habit, I want to ask you, have you ever had trouble with straining in the bathroom? Or maybe you felt lightheaded afterward? Leave a comment below and share your experience, we're here to learn together. We've just scratched the surface, folks. You won't believe how common habits in your bathroom could affect your heart health. Stay tuned for the next one, because the next habit is something almost all of us do, and it could change everything for your health. Okay, guys, we just discovered bathroom habit number 2 that could be secretly putting you in danger. But here's the thing, the next one. You won't believe how many of us do it every day without even thinking twice. I'm talking about hot showers. Now, you might be thinking, what's wrong with a nice, hot shower after a long day? Well, my friends, while it feels good, it can be doing serious harm to your heart health. Let me explain why. When you turn that hot water on, your body feels the warmth, and your blood vessels start to dilate, meaning they open up. Your heart, in an attempt to maintain the same blood flow, has to pump harder and faster. For someone over 65, whose vascular system may already be a bit stiff, this can cause their blood pressure to spike unexpectedly. And as we get older, our bodies become less able to handle these sudden changes. This isn't just about comfort, this is about health. A 20-year study from the University of Tokyo found that people who regularly take very hot showers or baths had a 26% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. That's not a small number. Imagine putting your heart and brain health at risk every single time you step into a hot shower. You don't have to stop enjoying your showers. The solution is simple, just keep the water under 100 degrees Fahrenheit, around 37 degrees Celsius. That's warm enough to enjoy, but it won't put your heart under stress. And don't forget, limit your showers to 10 minutes or less. This gives your body enough time to benefit from the warmth without straining your cardiovascular system. Now, let's pause for a second. Do you ever feel dizzy or lightheaded after stepping out of a hot shower? Comment below and let me know. I'd love to hear if you've experienced this or if you've made any changes to your shower habits. Stay with me, though, because coming up next, we're talking about the most common bathroom habit that many of us don't even realize is dangerous. Trust me, you're going to want to know about it. Alright, folks, we've covered some pretty shocking habits so far. But the next one is one that almost every single one of us has done, and you probably didn't even think twice about it. It's something we all do every day, and most of the time, we don't even realize how dangerous it can be, sitting too long on the toilet. You're probably wondering, what's wrong with just sitting and relaxing for a few extra minutes? While it may seem like the perfect time to relax, especially when we're scrolling through our phones or reading a book, staying on the toilet too long can be incredibly harmful to our heart health and our brain. When you sit for too long, especially in a slightly hunched position, your blood circulation slows down in the lower part of your body. This is particularly dangerous for seniors because, as we age, blood vessels become stiffer, and the heart has to work harder to pump blood. That pooling of blood in your legs can lead to the formation of blood clots, which can then travel to your brain, causing a stroke. Now, I want to give you a little shock. A study in the UK followed over 13,000 seniors and found that those who regularly spent more than 10 minutes sitting on the toilet had a 37% higher risk of cardiovascular events, including stroke. Imagine that, spending just a few extra minutes sitting could be silently putting you at risk of life-threatening health issues. But here's where it gets even more dangerous. If you're distracted, like checking your phone or reading, you're not just sitting still. The position you're in can create extra pressure on your lower back and pelvis, which restricts blood flow even more. And, the blue light from your phone delays your body's relaxation response, keeping your blood pressure elevated longer than it should be. The solution is simple: treat the bathroom as a place of purpose, not a place to linger. Keep trips short and avoid distractions. Get up and move around if things are taking longer than expected, and always stay hydrated. Remember, your circulation is everything. And don't let something as simple as sitting too long on the toilet put you at risk of a stroke or a heart attack. Now, I want to know, how long do you usually sit on the toilet? Do you check your phone? Comment below and let me know your habits. Let's talk about how we can change these little things together. Stay tuned, because coming up next, we're talking about a bathroom habit that's a little more surprising and far more dangerous than you think. You thought those earlier habits were dangerous? The most silent threat to your heart may come from the most seemingly harmless moments of your day. I'm talking about standing up too quickly and rushing to the bathroom at night. Two habits that could be silently putting you at risk every single day. Let's talk about the first one, standing up too quickly. You know that moment when you're sitting down, and suddenly, you stand up, only to feel like the room is spinning? You might think, it's just a little dizziness, no big deal. But that little dizzy spell is a warning sign, a sign of something that's known as orthostatic hypotension, a sudden drop in blood pressure when you stand up. For seniors, this can be a serious issue. When you stand too quickly, your blood vessels don't constrict fast enough to compensate for gravity, and as a result, your brain doesn't get enough oxygen for a few critical seconds. This could lead to you feeling dizzy, and in some cases, it could even cause a fall. A fall at an older age is never just a fall, it could lead to fractures, head injuries, and even stroke. Even one instance of standing up too quickly can lead to a serious fall. I've seen it happen time and time again. A patient of mine, a retired teacher in her early 70s, stood up too quickly in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. She didn't feel anything before, but when she stood, she lost her balance, hit her head, and ended up with a minor stroke. Just from one moment of rushing. And that, my friends, is what makes it so dangerous. It doesn't seem like much in the moment, but it can cause life-changing consequences. Now, let's move to the second habit, rushing to the bathroom at night. How many of us have had to get up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom? It's a common problem, especially for seniors. But what happens when you rush to the bathroom in the dark, half asleep? This is when falls are most likely to happen. 80% of falls in older adults occur in or around the bathroom. And these aren't just minor falls, head injuries are a common result, and those head injuries can lead to hemorrhagic strokes, where blood vessels burst in the brain. A 2020 study in German neurology found that seniors who fell while rushing to the bathroom at night were 2.5 times more likely to suffer a stroke in the following month. That's right, one fall, one slip, and you're facing potentially life-altering consequences. So, what's the solution? First, don't rush. Take your time to stand up slowly. Give your body a moment to adjust before moving. And when you get up at night, always turn on a light, even a small nightlight. Make sure the path to your bathroom is clear, no rugs or obstacles, and if you have trouble with balance, consider using a bedside rail or wearing non-slip footwear. Now, I'm curious, how many of you have ever had a dizzy spell or a fall while rushing to the bathroom at night? Comment below and let us know. We're all in this together, and the more we talk about it, the better we can protect ourselves. Stay tuned, because next, I'll reveal one final habit that could be silently raising your stroke risk, and trust me, it's one you don't want to miss. Alright, we've covered some pretty eye-opening habits so far, but now we're getting to the last one. And trust me, this is the one you don't want to miss. We're talking about not paying attention to your posture, and yes, it might be more dangerous than you think. You see, the way you sit, stand, and even sleep can have a huge impact on your heart health and brain function, especially as we age. Let's start with something simple, sitting. Many of us spend hours each day sitting, whether it's at a desk, in front of the TV, or just lounging around. But did you know that if you sit in the wrong position for too long, it can disrupt your blood circulation and lead to blood clots, which could eventually cause a stroke? It's not just about how long you sit, it's about how you sit. If you're slouching or leaning forward, you're compressing your internal organs and restricting the flow of blood. This puts extra strain on your heart and blood vessels, and over time, that can lead to serious health problems. A study conducted by the American Heart Association found that sitting with poor posture for long periods could increase the risk of cardiovascular diseases by up to 40%. Imagine that, just from sitting wrong. But that's not all. If you have poor posture while standing, that can also put stress on your cardiovascular system. When you stand up straight, your body works hard to keep you balanced, and poor alignment can create extra pressure on your heart. Over time, this imbalance can contribute to high blood pressure and increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes. Now, I want you to think about this. How often do you catch yourself slouching or leaning forward without realizing it? Maybe while watching TV or reading. It's easy to slip into these bad habits, but it's important to pay attention to how you hold yourself. When you sit, try to keep your back straight and your feet flat on the floor. When you stand, make sure your shoulders are aligned with your hips, and avoid locking your knees. The surprising truth is that improving your posture can be simple. It's all about being mindful of your body and making small adjustments throughout the day. And the best part? These small changes can significantly improve your circulation, reduce blood pressure, and lower your risk of both heart attacks and strokes. It's one of the easiest ways to make a big difference in your health. I'd love to hear from you. How often do you catch yourself slouching? What have you done to improve your posture? Comment below and share your tips or struggles with me. We're all in this together. Stay tuned, because we're wrapping up with a powerful tip that could help you lower your stroke risk and improve your heart health for good. Don't miss it. Well, folks, we've gone through a lot of important habits today, haven't we? From straining on the toilet to standing up too quickly, rushing to the bathroom at night, and not paying attention to your posture, we've learned that these small actions, ones we think are harmless, can raise your stroke risk and damage your heart health. And if we don't take care, these everyday habits could lead to some serious consequences. But here's the thing, prevention is power. Every change we make, no matter how small, can have a profound effect on our heart health and overall well-being. All we need is to pay attention to the little things, like sitting up straight, taking our time to stand up, and avoiding hot showers. Small shifts in our routines, folks, small shifts that can make a huge difference. It's like I always say, change isn't hard, but it does take awareness. Now, as we wrap up, I want to leave you with one final habit. It's a habit that many of us overlook, especially in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And that's getting enough sleep. You might be wondering, how is sleep related to stroke risk and heart health? Well, let me tell you, quality sleep is essential for maintaining a healthy blood pressure and reducing the risk of both heart attacks and strokes. Research has shown that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night or have poor sleep quality are at a higher risk of developing hypertension, which is a major risk factor for both heart disease and stroke. It's not just about how long you sleep, it's about the quality of your sleep. Poor sleep can disrupt the body's natural rhythms, causing inflammation and stress on the cardiovascular system. That's why it's so important to prioritize good sleep habits, like sticking to a regular sleep schedule, keeping your bedroom cool and dark, and avoiding stimulants like caffeine before bed. So, let me ask you, how much sleep do you get each night? And is it restful sleep? Comment below and let me know. If you're struggling with sleep, I've got some tips coming your way in future videos to help you get that good, restorative rest your heart and brain need. But for now, I encourage you to take one of the habits we discussed today and focus on it. Is it drinking more water? Getting up slowly? Improving your posture? Whatever it is, commit to making one small change today. You're not alone on this journey. Together, we can all live healthier, happier lives. And remember, the smallest change can have the biggest impact on your health. Stick with me for more tips in the next video.